Greetings fans, Sleepy here. Welcome to a new episode of my weekly gaming playlist series. It's Friday, so it's time to talk about the games I've been playing this week with you guys. I'll let you guys know my opinions and thoughts, whether I think you guys should play these games or not. If you've played them before, let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you enjoyed playing them. Maybe there's something you didn't like about them. Maybe there's something you did like about them. Let me know about the games you guys have been playing as well, as that gives me ideas and new games to play and experience. And if you guys have a recommendation on a title you think I might enjoy, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. So please keep those suggestions coming. Now I've got just one game to share with you guys, and this is for the Xbox One and Xbox Series X. This is a game that I picked up a few years ago, and I only played it for a little bit, and then I shelved it, and I decided to finally return to it this week, and I have put in quite a few hours into this game, and I've really been having a lot of fun with it. And this is the time of year that I like to start gaming more, because the days are getting shorter, the nights are getting longer, it's starting to get colder here, it'll eventually start snowing, and wintertime is a perfect time to do more gaming. So with this one game here is Dynasty Warriors 9, a really interesting game in the Dynasty Warriors series, as I have been a huge fan of this Dynasty Warriors series since the first game that I ever played in this series, which was Dynasty Warriors 3 for the original Xbox, and then I eventually got to get Dynasty Warriors 2 and Dynasty Warriors 1, but I've always enjoyed the Dynasty Warriors series, and Dynasty Warriors 9 was definitely a huge change of format and formula for the Dynasty Warriors series, because usually in Dynasty Warrior games, you pick a mission, you go through a battle, you go from point A to point B to point C to whatever it is, do the different objectives and complete it. Well, this was the first time in franchise history where they decided to do an open world Dynasty Warriors game, and there were some people who liked it, but this game did get a lot of hate when it launched. It did come out with a lot of bugs and issues and stuff like that, but it has since been patched. But the game did not do really well for Dynasty Warrior games. They wanted to do something different, because the formula for them was just getting kind of stale and the same stuff over and over again, and they tried to do something a little bit different with the game, which I commend them for. And I've been actually enjoying the game, but a lot of people hated this one, but I think you should give it a try if you're a massive fan of Dynasty Warriors like I am. I'll read you guys a little bit from the back. So, boundless action, history reborn, open living world and new interactive actions, dynamically changing battles and new state combo system. So I do know that a lot of people complained about the new combat in the game, and people didn't really enjoy it. People were complaining that the AI was too easy, but there are multiple difficulty settings, and if you set the difficulty higher, the AI will react more, and you'll find yourself having more enjoyable time in the battles. And what really sets this apart from other Dynasty Warrior games too is there's a lot more RPG elements, as you actually level up your characters like you do in previous Dynasty Warrior games, but you get to choose and allocate the points to strength, to their attack speed, to their attack power, their Musha power. You actually get to upgrade the various warriors to your own liking. And what I really like is that the map is absolutely massive. Now, in each of these little chapters, they're broken up through chapters. I think there's like 14 total or something. They can be quite long because there's a lot involved in the battle. You have your main story to go through, which is cool, but then you also have a bunch of random side missions you can do, and you can take as long as you want. There's multiple characters to play as, to go through different storylines and stuff, all the way from the Yellow Turban Rebellion all the way through to the Jin Dynasty. So there's, like 100 years of battles for you to go through. But what I really liked about this was that it goes into more detail in some of the battles. It has some really good music. It has some really good cutscenes as well, as it, explains the story to you. And sometimes you get a bit more backstory into characters that you didn't know a lot about. They also noticed that there were some new characters added into the game that were previously mentioned in other Dynasty Warrior games, or they used to be generic officers. They've actually added some new officers in this game. I've got over 50 unlocked, and that's not all of them either. You've got a lot to play as. I was started off as playing as the Shu with Liu Bei, Guan Yu, and Zhang Fei. But once I unlocked Lu Bu, I started playing through his story mode, and I've been really having a lot of fun with it. Now, I don't think the voice actors are too bad, as they have back to English voice acting again, but I really do miss the old voice actors, so the English voice actors can be kind of a hit or miss thing, but so far I've been enjoying the voice actors that they do have. So let's take a look at Dynasty Warriors 9. Alright guys, we're taking a look at Dynasty Warriors 9. Now this game does get a lot of hate, as it was completely different from previous Dynasty Warrior games. This is an open world Dynasty Warriors format and not your traditional Dynasty Warriors game where you go through various battles and stuff, which I actually like this game. I think it was a nice change of pace for the series. As really, I mean, how many times can you really play the same game in battles over and over again? But a lot of people did not enjoy this one, but I really did. So you got it broke up into several chapters, which play through the different story and through the many years of the Dynasty Warriors time periods. You can start off with the Yellow Turbans. There's where you can fight with Lu Bu and Dong Zhuo, and then the various different time periods throughout the main story. Now what I really like too is that they go into more detail in the various battles and stuff that happened, where in the older games, you know, it was kind of bare bones as far as like the main story goes overall. But with this one, they start going into more of the side stuff that happens, more of the battles that happen, instead of just, you know, going from Yellow Turban to Dong Zhuo to the three kingdoms of the Wei, Wu, and Shu fighting each other. They actually add more story to it. There's a lot of great cutscenes in this game, a lot of interesting facts and stuff, and I really like it. And then there's a couple more bonus ones down there. So you got 13 different chapters to play through, and each chapter is like a 20 to 25 hour experience, depending on if you want to do everything in it and you want to play different characters and stuff, because you can choose different stories. Like I started off playing with Shu, but after I unlocked Lu Bu, I actually started playing as him, which is pretty cool because I'm trying to work on unlocking stuff. So it's really neat being able to play as different characters. I'm currently now on chapter 3 with Lu Bu, which is really interesting. Also, if you play as one character, you can always start a new story, and it'll keep that one saved for you, but you have just the one like continue save file that you can use. So like I'm currently playing Lu Bu, but if I decide to switch to, say, Dong Zhuo here, it'll put that game on save and temporarily put it away, and then I can start on him. But if I was to select back Lu Bu again right here, it'll just continue the story. So you don't have to worry about having to play one character all the way through the entire story and worry that your save file is going to get overwritten or anything. It doesn't work like that, which is a really awesome feature that I really love. So we'll just continue my game. You can also play the game online too, which is cool, but not really many people play it. And I've got a little over 13 hours in this game, and I've currently been playing Lu Bu story mode for 3 hours and 25 minutes. And then this just gives you little tips and stuff through the loading screen. It's got really good graphics too, because I'm playing this here on the Xbox Series X version, so it does have a great graphics. It really looks really decent for, I mean, for a Dynasty Warriors game. I mean, you're not going to get, you know, the top quality, as they never were about top quality, but it does look pretty good. And I also get like these intros you get into the story.
Led by the noble Yuan Shao, the anti-Dong Zhuo coalition succeeded in defeating Dong Zhuo's forces. They soon disperse, with each lord returning to his own lands. Dong Zhuo, who had fled to Shan'an, is soon killed by the betrayal of Lu Bu. As the chaos of the land peaks, each of the lords begins to make his move. The first to show their hands are Yuan Shao and Yuan Shu. The forces of the two become embroiled in a vicious battle with each other. The other lords soon take sides as the land is split into the two factions. However, though they had chosen sides in this battle, they still had their own desires and agendas. Each soon began to make plans to fulfill those desires.
The music, too, is amazing. I love the music in these Dynasty Warrior games because they just get you pumped up for battle. There's my Lubu that I'm playing as. Now, what's really interesting, too, is this has a lot of RPG elements. Now, you can see this map is absolutely huge, and all these different battles are going on while the game is playing, and you can participate in it. You don't have to participate in it if you don't want to. You know, there's main story to do, but there's also side missions, and then it'll tell you where certain enemies are that you can go to and defeat them, and you have fast traveling available, and everything that's unlocked that you guys see is where I've been at. Anything that's in the black and gray area are parts of the map I have not been to yet, so there's still a lot to discover. You can see it's absolutely massive how big this map is that you can go through, which is cool. There's a photo mode if you want to take pictures. Here's where you keep track of your missions, and based on the different difficulty level, what they recommend. There's the main story. But what I like is there's branching other missions. Like if you do these 2 side missions, it'll actually make the main mission easier. And then there's all these side missions you can take on that will give you different rewards, XP, gold, and items, which is pretty cool. You can also run into random NPCs in the cities, which you can actually take on their missions and requests for them to earn more stuff. You have your stuff for your officer info, where I'm currently level 39, and you can go through your equipment, which I have his Soul Crusher weapon, which is amazing. Does 400 damage. I have some other cool ones here. But this game is all about you crafting stuff, buying weapons and stuff. It's not like the previous Dynasty Warrior games where you're given weapons. You actually have to collect the resources to build them, which is pretty cool. I am working on unlocking his red hair horse, which is cool. Right now I have it because of the story mode, but you have to actually beat the story mode. There's a couple different characters to unlock it for other people to use, which is cool. You have accessories and stuff you can equip for your characters, which will make them stronger. So there's a lot of RPG elements there, which I think is really awesome. You can strengthen your weapons and stuff by inserting these soul gems into them. You can upgrade your characters how you see fit. Like I've been getting his power up higher. You can get his defense and stuff. And so you can literally upgrade every single character that you can play as. And I've got over 30 I can play as right now. And they all start at level 1 to 15, depending on where the story they are. And then you start leveling up the way you want them to be, which is cool. And you can make them your own unique character. You can change emotes that you can do for online, and then the animals and stuff. You can get companions besides horses to ride. You can have like bears and cats and stuff, which is cool. Here's where you keep track of all the weapons that you've unlocked and the different levels and stuff. Bow, materials, the items you find for crafting. You also have like health potions and stuff, things you can use to heal yourself during battle, which is cool. The gems, the materials. You also can get homes in this and buy, which is cool. You can play online or offline. You can save your stuff, have all that kind of various options. And then here's like the random NPCs you can talk to.
I'm just another soldier making my way. The Yuan family now control the times. Lords Yuan Shao and Yuan Shu are especially strong. The Yuan family are quite famous, meaning the 2 of them were born into greatness. I wonder if I could get some of that chosen blood.
So let's see if we can get down here to some battles going on. There's one, and then we can fast travel. But you can only fast travel to the green icons that you have unlocked in the map. So I'll probably just do this one here. You can fast travel, which is cool, because it helps you move around the map and stuff. But when you fast travel, though, and enemies are moving somewhere, it'll instantly move them to wherever they were going to, so you just have to be aware of that. You can stay on the path, but you can also go off the path. There's random encounters you'll have with bandits, animals, just all kinds of random stuff. The game has a day and night cycle, which is cool.
Take everything!
There you go, I just found a random mission now.
We're being attacked by the no-pay bandits! Please, save us!
So now I can save this village that's being taken over by bandits, which is cool. And by beating them, I'll unlock a reward and some XP and stuff.
Please, accept this token of gratitude.
Now, whenever the enemies' icons turn white, it means that they're gonna flee because their commander got defeated. So all of them weaken when you defeat their commander and run away on them. So you have all your classic Dynasty Warriors battles and stuff in this, and being able to defeat your thousands of enemies at a time. A lot of people didn't like the combat in it because they had changed it from previous Dynasty Warrior games, but I still am enjoying it. And some people complained about it being too easy. But if you want to make it more difficult, all you have to do is ramp up the difficulty. There's like 5 different difficulty settings. I've just been playing on normal, but if you really want to get it harder, you can put it on the hardest difficulty, and the game will be very difficult.
So much for your aid. This is a reward for you.
I obtained a gift from the peasants.
All right, we've taken back the village. Push on to the enemy's main camp.
You aren't Shadow, who I'm working with at the moment.
Nobody can stop me.
So, see, I didn't even see what that mission was because I have to get to it to unlock it, but that was one I beat. So here's another one, Breach the Gates, it's part of it, and then there's also this one, whatever this mission will be, which is pretty cool. And like I said, you can just go around and do stuff on your own, you can follow along the main story, or you can go off and do whatever you feel like doing since it's open world, which I think is a great addition to the series. A lot of people kind of hated it. Game gets a lot of hate and stuff. There was some bugs and issues and glitches and stuff, but they have since patched it since this game was released. There's a bunch of DLC for it as well if you want to buy. Mostly cosmetic, but there are some other stuff in it as well. But it's just a game that I've been having a lot of fun with, and it's one I think you should check out if you're a fan of these Dynasty Warrior games. You want something a little different with more RPG elements instead of just playing through the same old story as you do in previous games. You know, they go into so much more detail in the story than they did in previous Dynasty Warrior games. And you get to see more of the battles that they talked about that they weren't in the original games. And it's just something I've really enjoyed.
What's that? It's not just the Paishan. I don't care who it is. Get rid of them!
Voice acting is done pretty good too for the characters. They got all new voice actors. All the old classic ones from the earlier ones sadly are gone, which I really enjoyed those. But you know, it is what it is. They have new people, so you just have to kind of get used to the voices. Another thing too I really like is that this game also has these sieges where you actually have to take over a castle and break down the gates. And sometimes you can climb up there, sometimes you have to wait for the battlefield to be clear, so your battering rams catapults can get closer to the castle so you can break in. But like this one, I think will let me climb up there so I can use my hook on it.
The enemy is going to attack us here.
Which is sweet. This is something I've always wanted in a Dynasty Warriors game like this, is having castle sieges. And so this one looks like just a gate wall, but what's cool is I can break through the gate and let my allies in.
A ram has somehow broken through the gate?
And you level up by killing officers and random soldiers and stuff.
Broken through the gates and dealt with the enemy army. Now we simply need to make our way to the Paishan's main base.
Nobody can stop me.
And so I could have waited and let this battering ram do all the work for it, but sometimes it's just easier for you to do it yourself.
And I try to kill as many officers as I can in this game so that I can keep leveling up my characters, because your level is max is level 100, which is cool. And you can also level up your horses as well, as long as it's not the main base one that you start with. The ones you buy in the world, you can actually upgrade, and they get better by just using them, whether you're roaming around or fighting on horseback, which is cool, because I do love being able to fight. You can fight on horseback too, which is pretty sweet. So just wanted to give you guys a little look at Dynasty Warriors 9. I recommend giving it a try if you're a fan of the series and you want something a little different. You know, it does get a lot of hate. People thought it was like, oh, it's the worst one in the series, but personally, I think it was a nice, fresh take on the series and something new that it needed to keep it from being so stale of just going through battle to battle and battling stuff. You know, this adding all these RPG elements and stuff was something I thought the game really needed. So it's an amazing experience for me personally. I think you guys should check it out.
Alright, so that was our look at Dynasty Warriors 9. Now, I've played even more of the game since I filmed that video clip earlier in the week, and I've been having a lot of fun with it. Now, is it going to be like the best Dynasty Warriors experience you'll ever have? It's not. But people consider it like the weakest entry in the series, and I guess if you compare it to like the main formula for Dynasty Warriors, I would say it is. But for me, it was a nice breath of fresh air. You know, they tried something different. I really like these big, massive battles. I really like the RPG elements. You had to actually craft weapons. You don't just automatically get them. There is some grinding you have to do. You have to go find supplies and stuff, but you do have a decent fast traveling system, which is pretty cool. And each of the story modes, if you play through them all with the different characters and stuff, you know, I've heard you can get like 10, 15, 20, maybe 25 hours. But if you wanted to do absolutely everything, like beat every single character, level every character up, get all the secrets in the game, I heard that it would take you like 150 hours or something, maybe 200 hours to unlock absolutely everything that's in the game. There's so many different little side missions you can go on if you want to. You don't have to. There's castle sieges, which I really like in the game. Sometimes in the main story, there's part of it is where you have to clear the battlefield to allow like your battering rams and catapult weapons and stuff to get closer to the castle so that you can actually breach it. And sometimes you can actually use your hook weapon, which your characters are equipped with, and you can actually climb up stuff. Like you can climb over the wall, fight a bunch of enemies, and you can actually break the gate open to let your allies in. But sometimes the game doesn't allow you to, and you have to wait for the battering ram to appear on the battlefield to actually break it down. And now that's something I've always wanted in a Dynasty Warriors game, is I really wanted to be able to actually like take over a castle. In some of these scenarios, you get to actually battle the enemy and take over a castle. Sometimes you actually get to defend them from an enemy too, which is cool. You can play it co-op locally, split screen, or you can play it online co-op, which is pretty cool, which I don't really see anybody playing this game online anymore, but it's definitely one I would recommend you check out if you're a big fan of the Dynasty Warriors series like I am. If you're not the biggest fan, you know, it might be overwhelming for you with all the stuff you have to do. I would recommend playing one of the older Dynasty Warrior games first to get a feel of how the series really was. But I think it was a nice change of pace. I really feel that maybe if they make Dynasty Warriors 10, they can take something with this open world and kind of mix it more with the older Dynasty Warriors games. But I do commend them for taking a chance and a risk at something new with the Dynasty Warriors series. So I would love to see what they do have planned eventually. If they ever release the Dynasty Warriors 10, I definitely would be interested in that. There is a Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires that I love. That's a really good game that they released a few years after this one, which they took a lot of the issues they had in this game and really fixed them in Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. But definitely think you guys should check out Dynasty Warriors 9. It's on the PC, it's on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. You can play on Xbox Series X. Really good game that I've had a lot of fun with that I think you guys should check out. I am looking forward to playing Terminator Resistance again, as today, October 27th, it was actually officially released for the Xbox Series X, a complete edition, which has the Annihilation DLC. I actually pre-ordered it on Amazon, as that's the only way you could get a physical copy was through Amazon. So it's actually on its way here, and so once it comes in, I'm going to play through that whole story mode again, and then I'm going to play the Infiltrator mode, which I have only got to play a little bit of on my Xbox One, because my old Xbox One copy started at September 27th. You actually got a free upgrade to the Series X version with the updated graphics and stuff, but you don't get the Annihilation DLC that you do with the Xbox Series X version. So I'm looking forward to playing that this next week when it comes in, and I got a few other games that have come in that I'm going to be sharing with you guys next week as well. I want to thank you guys so much for supporting my series over the years. You guys are amazing. I'm almost to 200 episodes, so that's really awesome. You know, been a lot of weeks, a lot of months and years of me playing and sharing games, because my biggest goal since 2019 has been to play and enjoy more games in my collection. I have been doing a really good job at that goal, and I recommend you guys do that as well. You know, play these games that you're buying. You know, they're meant to be played. Don't let them just sit on the shelf and rot away. You know, pop them in, play them, and enjoy them, because games are meant to be played, not just sit on the shelf and look pretty. All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful day, and Sleepy will see ya next time.